Hello, it's Markham here. Thank you for joining us on an Overshare Saturday because Friday was way too busy. Overshare Fridays / Saturday is the behind the scenes look of the Eats and Markham Instagram channel. We will talk about the video this week and next week and everything in between and all the fun stuff that happens in between, like my phone literally melting down. So join me as I make breakfast for my family. We're making blueberry pancakes today. And while we're doing that, we'll just overshare just a little bit. All right, so if you're wondering, it's a very simple batter. 1 cup of flour, 1 cup of milk, some blueberries, and as the leavener, we're using baking powder. Very, very simple pancakes in my favorite carbon steel pan. Not sponsored. This is the Misen original carbon steel pan I bought during the pandemic. This thing is heavy, but not as heavy as a cast iron pan would be. All right, let's talk about this week's video. This week's video is on Linh Vietnamese cuisine, and I messed up, guys. I'm so sorry. So what happens during the editing process is I copy over the previous week's video so I don't have to redo all the captioning placements and all that. But I forgot to replace the address from Big Trio Video, which is where I duplicated the file from. So I'll tell you what I did in the next story. Many of you messaged me and commented and let me know that I got the address wrong, and I sure did. And the video was doing very well. It was up to like 20,000, 22,000 over like 36 hours. So it actually was on a very, very vertical trajectory. But I couldn't let inaccuracy stand. In this day and age, misinformation is bad. So I took it down this morning and I replaced it with a video, the exact same video with the correct address. Now, I've placed what I like to call a very mathematically accurate measurement of a good amount of blueberries. You know what? I'll add a few more. All right, so the reason why it took like over 24 hours for me to fix it, even though I knew pretty much right away that it needed fixing, is because my phone, this one, where I'm recording everything from, was literally melting down. There was something wrong with it. I haven't reset my phone for a long time, and this is for the record, a Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus. It is like 4 years old. And something happened over the last couple of weeks where I think there was a process running in the background and it would just drain and the battery would run very hot. So much so that wireless charging would not work, regular charging would not work because it was overheated. Literally, this thing was melting down. I had to resolve that first by just completely wiping the phone and starting fresh again. Now, I have done this before. As a seasoned IT / digital marketing professional, I can give everybody a piece of advice that has worked for me, which is once in a while, just reset your phone. I know it's a pain in the butt to have to like load up all your apps again, but it's like literally having a new phone. Like, and I'm not using the term figuratively. It's like literally having a new phone because the software is all fresh. The phone is running much cooler now. I'm able to record things without chugging, and my battery isn't draining from like 50% to 5% in a span of 15 minutes. So, advice, if you guys want to take it, once in a while, just reset your phone. Factory reset it. It's like having a new phone. You might regret it for the first half hour asking, why am I reloading all my apps and permissions again? But after that, you will be like, oh, it's worth it. My phone is great. So this is oiled up. I'm gonna grab a ladle. Where's my ladle? All right, I'll use this. And I'm gonna pop in the first pancake. Here we go. Hard to do this one-handed. The sizzle. Okay, so the video that got released today, which is a Saturday, is a replacement. I'm actually really curious to see how well it will do. The original reel was doing very, very well. And we're down to like a 30% follower to non-follower ratio. And I'm curious to see changing it to a Saturday release or re-release, where I think many of you followers might not watch the whole thing because you've seen it again, how that will affect the overall views of the video. I already have a sense that it won't do as well as original, but we shall see. So my older child wants eggs, so she's now making eggs for herself. Let's quickly talk about Linh on Vietnamese cuisine for a sec. They are brand new in Markham. They've been opening. Openings soon sign has been up for a couple months. They finally opened. They are, I guess, now a 2-store chain. They have one in Scarborough, which is perpetually busy. I'm glad they opened here. We are spoiled for choice here at Markham. And the food is pretty good, I must say. The broth is very delicate. They have fresh noodles, kind of a rarity here in Markham where dried noodles is the norm. They have fresh noodles, but if you ask, they will give you the dried stuff. What really stood out is the decor. The owners spent a lot of time decorating this place and making it look really special. There are vases everywhere. There's like a 60s, 70s style television and electronic display on the side. This place is super unique. Would I go back again? I would absolutely put Linh on into my regular rotation. Again, we're very spoiled for choice here in Markham. Is it my favorite Vietnamese noodle joint? No, I have to be honest, it is not. I do have my favorite. And if you ask, I will tell you. But this place certainly is pretty dang good. You guys should go check it out while they're still new. The staff there are so friendly. They're so attentive. They smile. They give you recommendations and make sure. We were checked by multiple staff members at least 4 times in the span of like 10 minutes, asking us if we were okay, if the food was good, if the broth was hot. That type of attentiveness, bravo! Good job, Linh. A little behind the scenes around the editing process, I have been using VN, the video editor, since January when I rage quit CapCut due to unskippable 30-second to 60-second ads. The ads in VN are cropping up, but they're certainly nowhere as insidious or as annoying as unskippable 30-second ads as CapCut is. I am in the process of evaluating new editors that I can use. One of which cropped up is the new Instagram Edits app. I've played around with it for a couple of minutes. I am impressed. The original Instagram video editor in Instagram is atrocious. It will eat up your homework. The new one, the UI is very smooth. The UX is very accurate, and it hasn't crashed yet. Special time. So while I've only played it for like maybe 15-20 minutes, it's not a prolonged editing period. I think I'm gonna give the new edits a try, and it's experimentation. My usual process now is I make the videos in VN with no audio track, and after that, I export the video into MP4, then I move it into Instagram for audio track and closed captioning. If I'm able to do all of that inside this new Instagram Edits app, then it's a win because I'll be able to use one app, cut down on the SSD usage on this phone, and it should shorten the amount of time I'm spending editing. We shall see. I think I'm going to start trying with a new editor for this upcoming video, which I will talk about now. I threw up a short yesterday, a story at Koi Sakana, one of my favorite ramen joints in Markham. It is locally owned by husband and wife team. I really love that place. It is Markham, I believe Markham's hidden gem ramen joint. Not a chain, fantastic. And they are known for their kind of outlandish ramen if you are so adventurous to order it. They have like this ramen with an ice cream cone inside it and with actual ice cream. It's like a spicy ramen and then they put an ice cream cone in there and you mix it and apparently it becomes very creamy and it tapers off the spiciness. My friend yesterday ordered a chocolate curry udon and it comes with literal chocolate bar that is sitting on the side and it slowly melts into the curry. That will be next week's video. I don't want to bury the lead, but that curry udon was surprisingly delicious. And the owner of Corsicana did explain to me, and I'll go into this a little bit more detail next week, that Japanese curry traditionally does have a chocolate or a coffee component or something sweet in there to just offset the spicy flavors. It makes it softer and more gentle. And it is quite popular to use some type of chocolate or jam in there. So they made it a little bit more whimsical by just dropping a whole bar of chocolate in there for you to mix. And guys, it works. It absolutely works. If you guys want to go there before I put up the video next week, I don't know how well the video is going to do. I don't want to assume that it's going to blow up. But if you want to go try it out this week before the video comes out next week. It is spectacular. You will not be disappointed. All right, it's time for plating, so let's grab a plate. Another piece of insider baseball here is the captioning that I do. Now, if you've been watching my videos and you guys are a fan, you guys would know that I'm also a big fan of noodles. Hashtag Noodle Club. And as you can imagine, in Markham, there's a lot of Asian noodles. Captioning Asian words, even if it's anglicized phonetically, is difficult. Every time I use the word bunboowei, it either comes out like B-U-M-B-O-O-A-Y or some other variations, and I have to go through the closed captioning to make sure it's all accurate. It is hilarious to see how some of the closed captioning, the AI closed captioning is translating some of the words. Next time I run into this, I'll take a couple of screenshots for you guys to take a look at, but it's definitely a laugher. Bucking the trend of Meta trying to make 3-minute reels a thing, I actually made a second video this week, 30-second, you should eat this one thing at AI Sushi. We are experimenting with shorter reels, and I think at a certain point we might want to experiment with like 15 or 10-second shorts. I don't know how much value I can provide in 10 to 15 seconds, but I think at the very minimum that I can provide some value, some usable value for all you all who are trying to find good eats in Markham within a 30-second time span. And funny enough, I'm not talking as fast as I would within a 60-second time frame. It might be because I'm just doing one thing instead of trying to do 1,000 and fitting it inside 60 seconds. The reel is doing well, but I think I will continue on with these 30-second experiments. This week in Inside Influencing is this message from Barbara. Now, this is kind of a PSA for creators to how to spot scams. Clearly, this is a scam. 0 followers, 0 people following. The name is Barbara, but it signs off the message as Ava. And it's like, here, take this free things. And it's, hey, there's a link to a separate, completely different account. Don't fall for this, guys. Even if it's real, I don't think it's worth it. They're going to just harvest information from you, and then you'll just end up on the dark web. Or worse, or more hilarious. So, yeah, I don't fall for this stuff. I certainly did not fall for it. I did not ask for whatever they're trying to give me. Be careful, guys. Are these almost done? Nope, they could use a little bit more browning on the other side. Well, I'm going to call it, and I'm going to feed the children with these pancakes. They're going to go out first. Thank you for joining me on another stream of consciousness that is Overshare Saturdays, when Fridays are just too busy. Next week is a Corsicana video on that delicious chocolate curry ramen. Until then, have a great weekend, everybody. Have great eats in Markham and in the surrounding areas. And, try not to get too wet. It is a little, drippy outside. Anyways, thanks everybody. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.